What's up YouTube, it's your boy Kami back with another video. And today we got the ULX competition, the Prophecy from Finalmouse. This is the Clix edition, which is the gray and gold one. It's a very nice looking mouse in my opinion. And yeah, let me just get into it. So the very first thing about this mouse is it has a different coding from the ULX competition. This was the very first drop of the competition series. There is a difference in coding. I think the Prophecy is slightly more grippy. Especially on the M1 and M2 in my opinion, and maybe the sides, but it's not like that big of a difference where I would, you know, if I had both of these mice on my desk, I'm gonna like lean over to the Prophecy. I would probably still pick, you know, the one I think that looks better, or the one that I feel like playing on that specific day. So these two, if you have this mouse, you know, this one is not like a revolutionary, whole innovative, you know, choice over this one. If you're on a Pro Series mouse, it is better, which is the Tarek, the original few batches. I would recommend the Prophecy or a future competition batch that they are dropping. The scroll wheel is slightly different as well. To me, maybe it hasn't broken in yet, but it feels a little bit more stiff than my competition. The competition like scrolls a lot faster, a lot more, you know, smoother. This one feels a little bit more tactile. And one thing to note also is the scroll wheel is gold on this mouse. You can tell, which is, I think it looks nice in my opinion, the gold on the scroll wheel. Another thing to note is the switches are identical to the competition, not the Pro. The scroll wheel uses a TTC Gold dustproof encoder, which is actually very useful. Some people might just gloss over what encoder your scroll wheel uses, or else you're gonna end up like a tense situation where your mouse is jumping by itself.
But why does he keep jumping? Stop!
That is the problem I have with my ASU. Sometimes my ASU actuates by itself the scroll wheel when I press M1 or M2. Because this mouse did not use a dustproof encoder, and I was moving a lot of the time, and I was, you know, carrying this mouse with me, so maybe some dust got in it, and now the scroll wheel likes to actuate. So the gold dustproof encoder is actually very nice to have, and the M1 and the M2 uses Huano blue shells. The side buttons, they're relatively good. I've not had any problem with the side buttons. They're not like huge side buttons that you get on like the Def Adder, but they are nice side buttons nonetheless. I can hit them quite well. The next thing to note is this mouse I got comes in at 37 grams. They advertised the Lion Medium to come in at 35 grams. Mine came out at 37. They do state that when you buy the mouse, assume a 1 to 2 gram difference from the advertised weight because of manufacturing processes or what skates you use. For example, this mouse here, I use aftermarket skates on it, and it's 38 grams before it was 37. This one is 37 grams, my ASU, despite it having not solid sides. It is a full honeycomb design all throughout the mouse, and this one is solid on the sides, but they've still maintained to keep the same weight as the original ULX despite it having solid sides, which is nice. Another thing to note is that a lot of people like to compare this mouse specifically to the ASU because there are not a lot of bright ULX colorways that are leaning more towards the white side. If you put them close together, you can see that this one is more white, a lot more white. This is like more of like a pure white, and this is just grayish, maybe a little bit white, but to me in person, it just looks completely gray. Good way to look at it is if you just look at my mouse pad is a white and red mouse pad, and then you look at my Clix. My Clix does not really fit in with it like my ASU does. Like this is kind of like the same, and this is just gray. So that's kind of an easy way to notice the difference in my opinion. So yeah, this is not a white mouse despite what people thought when they bought it. It is a gray mouse, and I think it is a very nice colorway. It just might not fit with everyone's setup, but yeah, it is a nice mouse. And probably the most controversial aspect of this entire mouse itself isn't the literal build quality of the mouse or the, you know, the switches or anything in that regard. It's the shipping. A lot of people have been upset over the shipping because the drop date for the mouse itself was January 7th, and it is currently March 10th as I'm recording this video. So it has been 62 days since March 10th, and I only got my mouse a couple of days ago. They are shipping out the mice, but the way they're doing it, it's based on their logistics team, what they think is like the proper way to ship them out based on their inventory from what I understand. So yeah, I've gotten my medium Clix, but other people haven't got their Tfue medium. So this is, it seems like as of this date, it's only been this size and this color that's shipped out. Maybe in a couple hours that might change, you never know. But because of that shipping delay, there has been some compensations that Finalmouse has provided, and shipping delays aren't really something that's new to Finalmouse. So when I buy from them, I kind of assume that it might be delayed by like a month, but I'm hoping the centerpiece won't be. But they included some grips here. These are the X grips. I'm not a huge fan of the X grips. They don't really tend to last too long and they get kind of slippery. So I've always just kind of used my mouse without any grips. You know, I've just used the honeycomb if I was on the Pro, or I would just use the mouse regularly with the solid sides. I don't think you really need grips anymore. Ever since they swapped to solid sides, if you're just not like a hole guy, you know, you don't really have that problem anymore because of the swap from solid sides. Another thing, because of the compensation, they included a Finalmouse CEO signature here. So that was the Finalmouse's CEO signature. So if anyone is a huge Finalmouse fan and loves Finalmouse, they will definitely be happy with this signature. And yeah, about the box, it is a nice looking box. So if you are a collector, it is a very pretty box. I mean, if I compare to the Asu box, which is relatively plain compared to it, is just white. It says ultralight, aim for greatness on it. So yeah, overall, it is a good mouse. I played on it for like 10 hours yesterday, playing Overwatch. I know Overwatch in 2025, cringe, but yeah, I did play some Overwatch on it, and it you know, it felt great. Hit some nice clips on it, and yeah, I would recommend this mouse. It is a good mouse. Just know that if you are buying from Finalmouse, expect some shipping delays. Some of their batches and drops are really good. Like, they'll ship out super fast, but then they'll have, you know, the mouse pad, this mouse, and the comp that might take a while to ship out. So, you know, always take the drop dates with a grain of salt. And if you're somebody that cares about the 35-gram difference to 37, and you're expecting this mouse to weigh at 35, probably don't get your hopes up. It'll probably weigh 37, maybe 38. I highly doubt 38, but probably 37 grams. So don't be smashing your mouse over the 2-gram difference. And yeah, it's been your boy Kami. Thank you guys so much for the support. We reached over 400 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy, and I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, please drop a like and a sub, because I'm supposed to say that. And yeah, it's been your boy Kami.